Hello and welcome to MBKM Models. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe and follow for more great aircraft documentaries and model build videos. The Gloster Gladiator is a British biplane fighter. It was used by the Royal Air Force and the Fleet Air Arm as the Sea Gladiator variant and was exported to a number of other air forces during the late 1930s. Developed privately as the Gloster SS.37, it was the RAF's last biplane fighter aircraft and was rendered obsolete by newer monoplane designs even as it was being introduced, though often pitted against more formidable foes. During the early days of the Second World War, it acquitted itself reasonably well in combat. The Gladiator saw action in almost all theatres during the Second World War, with a large number of air forces, some of them on the Axis side. The RAF used it in France, Norway, Greece, the defence of Malta, the Middle East, and the brief Anglo-Iraqi War, during which the Royal Iraqi Air Force was similarly equipped. Other countries deploying the Gladiator included China against Japan beginning in 1938, Finland along with Swedish volunteers against the Soviet Union in the Winter War and the Continuation War, Sweden as a neutral non-combat, although Swedish volunteers fought for Finland against the USSR and Norway, Belgium and Greece resisting the Axis invasion of their respective lands. South African pilot Pat Patel was the top Gladiator ace with 15 victories with the type. In February 1937, number 72 squadron based at Tangmere became the first squadron to be equipped with the Gladiator. Number 72 squadron operated the type until April 1939, no longer than any other home base frontline unit. Between March and April 1937, number 3 squadron at Kenley also received Gladiators from the remainder of the first production batch, replacing their obsolete Bristol Bulldog. Initial service with the type proved the Vickers guns to be problematical. The Gladiator was quickly armed with 303 Browning machine guns, which were substantially more popular, leading to other guns often only being resorted to if deemed necessary. On the 27th of March 1937, number 54 squadron at Hornchurch became the first unit to receive Browning armed Gladiators. By September 1937, all 8 Gladiator squadrons had achieved operational status and had formed the spearhead of London's air defences. Difficulties with introducing the type had been experienced. Although the Gladiator was typically well liked by pilots, the accident rate during operational training on the type was so high that a small replacement batch of 28 Gladiator Mark IIs was hurriedly produced. Most accidents were caused by pilots being caught out by the fighter's increased wing loading, and many aviators had little experience in landing aircraft with such a wide flap area. The aircraft had a tendency to stall more abruptly, frequently dropping a wing while doing so. The Gladiator very easily entered a flat spin and great skill was needed to recover. During 1938, the RAF had begun to receive its first deliveries of the Hurricane and Spitfire monoplanes, and emphasis was soon placed on quickly re-equipping half of the Gladiator squadrons with either of these monoplane types. By the outbreak of the Second World War, the Gladiator had largely been replaced by the Hurricane and Spitfire in frontline RAF service. The introduction of these aircraft had been eased by the presence of the Gladiator. Squadrons that had operated Gladiators prior to converting to the monoplane types experienced a noticeably improved accident record than those who converted from older types such as the Gauntlet. Experiences such as operating the Gladiator's landing flaps and familiarization with its sliding hood have been attributed to having favorably impacted pilot conversion. Although by 1941 all Gladiators had been withdrawn from frontline duties defending the British Isles, a need to defend Britain's trade routes throughout the overseas territories of the British Empire had been recognised, so the RAF redeployed many of its gladiators to the Middle East to defend the theatre and crucial Suez Canal. The Gladiator saw considerable action during the early stages of the war, including participating in the action in the French and Norwegian campaigns, in addition to various peripheral campaigns. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and until next time.